So we need to change this toilet. The tank broke. This is shaking, and to prevent anybody from accidentally using it, taped it up. Last thing you'd want to do is try changing this with a poo inside. Also, I taped up the water supply. This will go back to the tank. And I have a new toilet here. It's supposed to come with everything you need in order to set back the toilet. So this is what we're going to do today.
So I'm taking off the tape that was holding the lid on the toilet to make sure nobody poos inside of there. There's some bolts and nuts on either side of the toilet that is held down by what is called the flange. That's the flange right there. I believe one of the bolts at the time we were taking this out fell into the hole there. That's the sewer system. And we were trying to get it out, but it didn't work out too well, so we decided to keep on moving. I think we may have gotten one out. Anyway, that part of the toilet goes onto the flange with something called a wax seal. You'll see that later in the video. Here we're trying to put on new bolts. That's one there. And then we put the next one. And that's what keeps the toilet in place. And once that's tightened properly, the toilet should not shake. You don't want to over tighten because you could strip it or it could come out of the flange. And then you have to redo the whole thing again. I'm putting some grease there on the wax seal. The idea here is that when you turn over the toilet, the wax seal does not fall out. In theory, it's supposed to work, doesn't always work well. It's better to do this with two people because one person should be holding the toilet and trying to put it down while the other is making sure everything lines up properly. You can see how the other person, Caleb, is doing that. And we slowly get it on. So the bolts are on the side now. And the flange is in place, as well as the wax seal. So now I take the nuts and the screws and we're screwing a nut and bolting it down the way it should be. That's the tank on the top. Then a similar procedure to put on the lid, the seat. You have to use some, in this case, plastic bolt and nuts. Once that's done, we could then look at how we would put together the water to attach to the tank. I'm going to move the camera in a bit so you could see that. Sometimes you have to make up your own stuff because not everything always lines up properly. In this case it is now, and we adjusted the tank inner parts and now it is going to work. It flushes. Have you ever seen the underneath of a toilet? Let me know in the comments area.